like if I feel like August should have played some of this. Like, you just got to get up early in the morning, find yourself another lover, and you just got to have that type of mindset. You know, just get up in the morning, shake yourself off, and things will turn out better. You know, you can do it. We believe in you. Hi, everybody. Hi. I don't want to touch on that yet. I just figured that, you know, we're aware of the comings and goings going on in the world. And things are happening. People are doing stuff. People are saying things when no one asked you to. And never asked you to. You could have kept it all. All of it to yourself. Anywho, how you doing? It's me, TJ, Chad Awesome, whatever you call me, know me by. I'm in here, solo at the moment. Really kind of excited. This is dope. This is our first Thursday episode. It's weird being in here like in the middle of the week. I feel like I should be like doing like some real high quality adult shit. But yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I'm you know, Keith earlier this week was yesterday on Wednesday had like the first Monday morning on a Wednesday. God, that sounds weird when you say it out loud. Anyways, but yeah, just checking the energy of like, you know, a different day. See how y'all tapping in with the gang on a Thursday evening, because y'all not doing shit on a Thursday evening, really waiting for Friday to be in the house again more because y'all just didn't know how to act the first time. We were so close. We were 5 steps from being the fuck outside and being able to have regular lives, and y'all just goddamn, man, just couldn't. I can't say y'all, except for some of y'all, like I guess in Atlanta and probably Texas, cause y'all just was like, oh shit, club popping, pussy popping, you know, throw that ass and this Corona, but you know. Rest of y'all out here, you know, my masks and we deserve haircuts. It's just, ugh. I don't know what that was, but it was fucking with me. I was trying to be covert about it, but that had to get out of my mouth. But yeah, man, I know it's been like 3-4 weeks straight of just like, of like white people just fucking just ruining shit. Just fucking up everybody's day. But god damn it, man. Like, it's, you know, police brutality, fucking systematic racism, or not adhering to Corona. God damn it, you can't go, you know, it's like baseball. Like, you can't be 3 fucking strikes out. You can't just keep fucking around. Damn. I really, like, I'm like, you know, I just got another gym membership. I'm thinking, you know, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready this time because, you know, usually like, you know, summer body ready. Summer is canceled. It's a wrap. So now it's like, okay, cool. I got like, you know, I can say, you know, outside ready when the world open back up. It's me, motherfucker, when the world open back up. And now they've been to close that bitch down again, and now they're gonna padlock it. Like at first it was just get back in your room and close the door. Now they finna lock that shit. They're gonna lock the door, and it's just gonna be fucking dumb. Like just really dumb. And it just seems like the more niggas stay cooped up in their house, they just keep doing stupid shit and saying stupid shit and just stupid shit, man. I want us all to get it together. Just stop inconveniencing my life. Just very selfishly, just knock it off. That's all you gotta do. It costs you fucking just nothing at all to be a nice person. Shut the whole fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. I'm in here just talking. Like, that's all I do. And I feel like I have the authority for shutting the fuck up. I run my mouth on a regular basis, like, for the world. So I know when y'all need to shut the fuck up. And man, let me tell you, shut the fuck up. Stay in the house. It shut the fuck up, man. It's just really, it's upsetting me and my homegirls, you know? We gotta check on them. Like, niggas can't go to the Bella Noche now, because Corona. Corona make it so niggas ain't going to the Bella Noche no more. I don't understand it. I don't understand what y'all are doing. You know, it's bothersome, and it's just really ruining things. Yeah, man. That was like a small rant just because it's really stemming from, because I went to clearly, like I said, I went to the gym earlier, and I'm just really like, I just really don't want shit that I care about to close. Bars I don't care about right now. I'm cool with, I was getting a little spoiled, was going out to like eat places, not sitting in a lot. I don't sit in that often, but I just feel like everything's on like close, which sucks, man. I don't know. I'm just, I don't know. I'm not opposed. Like I said before, like I'm not opposed to be like, I chill in the house anyways, but it just seems like when it's a lot of shit going on. I just feel like one of these things needs to give. There's a lot of bullshit going on, a lot of just wild shit, and it would have been nice to just get something off a motherfucker ass one time, because I don't know, man. This shit is, I feel like we'll eventually get into the deep shit, but for now we're gonna just keep talking about nothing, because I need it. I need to just rant. Damn, my bad. Just, ugh. Ah, man, that was terrible. Y'all can't see it. Y'all will see it eventually, but you ever, like, had something spicy, and then you burp? It's just all in the back of your throat. Oh, I might die up here. This might be the end. On a fucking Thursday. But yeah, back to that whole, like, Thursday thing. Yeah, the whole, I don't know if it's all of us, but like, yeah, this whole two times a week trying to push that content out, and for the people, for the vibes. I'm kind of excited. Feel like because you like, big, who's the huge, whatever your Mount Rushmore of like radio people is, like Howard Stern, or fucking, if you're a podcast person, like Joe Rogan's, the Steve Harvey's, Big Boy, so on and so forth. Good brother. Motherfuckers on like every day. So this like multiple times a day thing, it's pretty lit. I mean, I'm not talking about masturbation. I mean, multiple times a day. Yeah, I don't know who was sitting in that. Like, yeah, they was, this shit said, shoot. Yeah, multiple times a day. I don't think I got that. I don't got that no more. Yeah, like once upon a time, it was like, yeah, motherfucker, like, you want to compete? Show a motherfucker how to. Oh, you niggas want to talk about jacking off? Goddamn it, I'll show you what it's about. Yeah, now it's just like, you
got it.
Yeah, you get my one, and I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah, I've been up. What time is it? It's about 11:30. I need to go to bed. Let me go ahead.
I gotta be up early.
Yeah, let me go ahead and I'm tired. There we go. That's it.
Need some macaroon, some yohimbe.
That's it.
Strong out here.
Yep.
African root.
Yeah, beat your dick. All right, guys. It's fucking healthy. Women, get out there and grab yourselves by the pussy.
Healthy self-release, self-care, getting in tune with yourself. These are all things that are necessary.
I be saying that. People think I'm joking. I think that is a proper form of self-care. Like,
most definitely.
Yeah, like,
it's self-release and getting in touch with what you like, because you can have sex with somebody else and they not do what you like.
Yeah, you have to do like that whole, you can work on your communication skills then, instead of just being like, I just want you to do it.
That's what you're supposed to do in sex, but I don't think a lot of people understand that.
Nah, you're supposed to just show up and know.
Right. I just, just do it. Just do it. Sex is...
So you didn't know that I like to be fucking powerbombed through a table? Fuck.
I mean...
What kind of nigga is you?
Just because I was sitting there watching WWE with you doesn't mean that I was paying attention to, like, you getting excited. But...
Said put me in the walls of Jericho, nigga!
Break the wall down.
You gotta play that shit in the background.
Why you beating it?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you gotta come in the. That's some powerful shit. You come in the bedroom like with Stone Cold shit in the back
with an entrance thing.
Oh hell yeah! Like
When you do the cutscenes for this later, I'm sure he's gonna add these in here, and I want you guys to be thoroughly pleased.
If it don't make it to YouTube, it's gonna make it to fucking Instagram. Because I just like now that I think about it, like I want to go get the fucking like the fucking like jacket and shit, or the little like the vest. Be like, oh, nigga, you can't do nothing with this pussy. Like, you just walk in on some shit. It just like
Shawn Michaels.
That would just like, you can't tell me like, you gonna talk mad shit. The nigga hit the bedroom like this, just fucking. Where's it at?
Just come strolling in.
Oh yeah, like, oh, you wanna fuck, huh? All right, all right. You wanna go, goddamn it? Okay. And nigga just like, take them goddamn drawers off right now, goddamn it. Put them on the ground.
Give me a hell yeah.
Yo, she say hell yeah back. You go straight to the goddamn courthouse. You get married immediately. I say, take them drawers off and give me a hell yeah. She go, hell yeah, nigga, this is it.
She throw you a beer.
Man, and that's exactly,
one with you.
And I can't wait to tell people like, so what? How'd you know she was the one? Man, sit down, let me tell you a story. You tell you I met your mama, nigga.
Yeah, I met your mama.
Do we have to watch fucking Rage in the Cage?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yeah. We got to watch WrestleMania 98 because that's how you got here, boy. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm just slapping shit.
It happens. Like, shit just got like
bull in the china cabinet, man.
No, really be here. I just be sitting here like they never see it on the camera, but it's a lot of times I be sitting in this motherfucker like this.
Don't move.
I be sitting there looking like Professor X, and I'm like, damn, I can't. If I move, I'm gonna hit something. Like even the last one, I watched the last episode video, and that camera just.
At least it's the camera. Like people can hear me, like my water bottle, like just me tapping the table. Motherfuckers can. I mean, I can hear it. I don't know if y'all.
Oh no, yeah. This table is just as real. It's some real vocal shit.
It's real tabley. It's real tabley, but it is what it is. I appreciate it. I have no qualms with that at all. But it just be like that sometimes.
I don't have no qualms with that either.
No
right?
qualms at all.
They be driving. I just feel I feel like that particular person knows we be in here now. That's like the third show. I feel like, and this is Thursday.
Literally every show is somebody that drives.
And this is Thursday. This is our first Thursday, and like you knew, like he a fan. Whoever that is listening. Well, they in there. Let's go fuck with him.
Let's go fuck with it.
And I appreciate the trollers. Just let me know I'm doing things.
Right. If you ain't got haters, you ain't doing nothing.
That's true. I mean,
I appreciate the fact that we have haters. Do we have haters?
I don't know.
If you hate us, please let us know. Just for our own.
Tell me by myself.
make me feel better, but just inflate my ego a little bit, just knowing that you just hate me so much.
Actually, I don't know. I maybe give me a pass until August so I can enjoy it for our month, because my people, like my Virgo people, are having a fucking week. Jada's having a week. Goddamn, August himself is having a week. And I just feel like everybody's got haters, but I just feel like us, and usually I feel like we be to ourselves, man. We be really just sit down somewhere. I don't know too many Virgos besides Beyonce and Michael Jackson.
Corny dad joke.
Yes. Let's do it.
Because this is happening in July, but the person involved in it, his name is August, does it count for 2 months as well?
That's actually a valid question. I don't know. Because I just feel like we're getting started early, and I'm worried about, everybody's like, such and such a season, Cancer season. I'm worried about my season now because we are getting jumping early.
That's why I'm glad I'm October. Just let all y'all fuck shit up and then
and I just
by the time we come around.
I don't know what's happening. Usually we just sit down somewhere. Beyonce gave us a really good thing a couple weeks ago. She'd just be sitting at the house. I just don't know where they were at, if they missed the meeting or whatever. But
she'd be looking for a reason. Can we find some new music for me, please? That way I can get up on this house.
And in the theme of equality, man, niggas always talk about side bitch etiquette, but today it's really got to have a conversation about side nigga etiquette, man. Like that nigga just there's things to unpack here, but I'm gonna get this goddamn joke off, and it's like, goddamn it, August, when if you're sixth man of the year, then you just fucking wait to come off the bench.
It's not even a matter of coming off the shit. Look, you broke a lot of not even just a lot of man code, just a lot of code in general. Like For those people that are in relationships where they are sexually open and they have an understanding with their partner, it's not your business to blow things out of proportion because they're already having a different relationship than the norm and they're trying to keep it under wraps and secret to begin with. It's not your job to blow that up.
And people have been like stabbing at their relationship, I feel like, since the fucking beginning of time. Like, they out here fucking, and I don't know,
Ain't
and it's been
nobody
a big
asked you
rumor.
all.
I don't know if it's confirmed or denied or whatever, but I feel like to a certain degree, and this is not just trying to champion fucking whoever you want. This is championing if you're happy, if it works. They seem to have this ridiculously functional family. Everybody's successful. Like Jada loves Trey and this thing and that thing and all this other shit. So it's like, man, if that's the happiness that comes from being more fluid sexually or more accepting or whatever, and then there was this clip that came up, but it's like, look, if we're gonna be married, I don't give a shit if you at this end of the house with somebody and I'm at the end of we're married and we're together. If you have that kind of part of that sounds, you could probably make a statement that perspective is a bit possessive, but part of that is like, no, man, we're dedicated. Like, I really fuck with you. And so it's like, damn, nigga, like if that's what they fucking with and it works for them, then maybe that should be like, there should be something to be said about this level of, I don't know.
It's a conversation between two couples. It could be something as simple as, they say women have their sexual peak at an older age than men do. So, Will's not, spring chicken out there. Big Will is Uncle Will now. Like, he getting a little old. Maybe just like, you know what? You go ahead, you do your thing sexually whenever you feel like you need to get an extra rock off that Big Will can't handle for you. And you do your thing, but we still understand that we have a union. Like, we have a family, we have kids, we have an image together, basically. Like, we are a black family, and there ain't too many prominent examples of black families out there. So we have to do this not just for us, but for the community as well. So if you got to go get your nut off, go get your nut off.
Yeah, and I don't know. And I think if it's weird because I see, like, I gave myself 1 minute and 14 seconds to look through the fucking comments, but it was a lot of like women that were like giving Jada shit about. Now there's probably touch this side of like why I would give Jada shit potentially if this were the scenario that I don't know about, just speculating. Okay. But in general, like if there's a conversation about being sexually free and she's in a relationship that allows her to move in, I guess, non-traditional ways, I feel like that should probably be a little more championed. Even if it's not your shit, ma'am. But if you're looking at this woman, she's got a, and not even just saying that they're doing it for image. What if these motherfuckers really love each other and it's like, to quote the grand Patrice O'Neal nigga was like, you don't control her body
at all.
You don't you guys don't control each other's bodies at all. Like if your love is something that, whatever your rules, whatever it may be, but it maybe transcends that you have sex like this, but when, and there's a difference in even how people have, because I've fucked, I've had me some sex, and I've made love before, and I tell you motherfuckers now, those are different things.
Right.
So if she go, I don't know, what if fucking Jada was like, I like pegging niggas, and Will don't like that butt shit, so I want to go out here and peg me a motherfucker too, let him eat this ass, and then I go home.
That is a legitimate thing.
Whatever. Like, their thing is, like...
And that's the key word. It's their thing. And it's not for us to scrutinize or decide, especially when, based on what August is saying, it's like, I have a conversation with everybody involved. It's not no sneaky shit. I've talked to both parties and we're all in somewhat of an agreement as to what's going to happen. The only issue may be how I perceived it or how I went about it during and post. But other than that, if everybody has communicated and they are in this union and they are seeing eye to eye within the situation, it's not your place to blow that up. That's not for you. That's for them.
And that's where I think, like, I feel like definitely August shit is just way... There are just deeper issues there.
Oh, most definitely.
Because, if I'm, if even outside of the sex part, which we're going to bring back, but like if these people were there for me at a time when I'm fucking falling to pieces, it feels a tad bit, I don't know, of a betrayal to just put their shit out there and just kind of behind their back as you do this with Angela. If we're gonna have this open conversation about what we get down, I could have went on Red Table Talk and brought y'all in on this conversation authentically and had it for real. Like, it just still felt like attention seeking. It felt like submersive kind of.
Because you got an album coming out, you trying to do a rollout.
Yeah, like album coming out. It felt like, oh, but you're not gonna, like kind of same thing niggas always talk about. You knew what it was when you got here, and you decided that today was the day you was gonna be CEO. And Jada said, "Nigga, I told you all I needed was somebody in the mailroom. Like I needed an assistant manager, and you come up here and you just doing CFO shit. What did I say?
Stay in your place. Separate these stacks.
Yeah,
divide them up.
You were an amazing assistant manager. That's it.
That's all you need to do.
That's all I wanted.
And until you decide that you want to go be with another company, that's what you're going to be here. I'm not forcing you to stay.
Yeah,
but accept your role.
Yeah, I feel like August. There's a part of that, and I'll be fair and give the idea of what people are putting out there potentially for Jada, that this was somebody who was in a severely, downward spiral. Like they was going through a lot. You came through and you gave them, love and a safe space, and potentially maybe manipulated that. But that's complete speculation. Nobody knows that. People are just putting that together.
I'll say this: is it really manipulation? We don't know.
We don't.
You need context. But when it comes to, say, love stories and romantic movies, women love those type of scenarios where the woman is the one that's going through this thing and the man swoops in and saves her. It's just in this situation, the roles are a little bit reversed. So you champion it in one area and now you're demonizing it in another. Which one is it? Because it can be looked at like, say, you can look at The Notebook. I think I've brought this up before.
I can never watch that.
I've never watched it just because.
But I've heard enough about it being wild shit.
Not even just wild.
Ooh,
like,
I got another. Have you seen that 365 shit on Netflix?
I have.
Trash.
I have.
It's just like they was doing some tall fucking.
It's basically just Skinamax.
Yeah, I just was like and I was seeing mad comments about it, which made me go try to, and I couldn't finish it. I got like halfway through. But I was like, y'all really just championing? This is like a rape fantasy. It's like Stockholm Syndrome.
Big toxic ass relationship.
And it would be like,
I can't even say wrapped in sex because a lot of toxic relationships are based in something sexual.
It was motherfuckers.
It's a power dynamic.
Is amazing.
It's just a power struggle dynamic, which is not a healthy means for a relationship. But it was trending in the top 5 on Netflix.
Nigga, it was. I was like, man, I gotta see what this is about because it just kept popping up. I was watching mad other shit. I'm trying to finish Baki, beat niggas' faces in.
Exactly.
And then I'm like, all right, man, let me try
this
shit.
That's what I cared about. Like, I'm watching Baki. I don't really care about this toxic ass.
That shit went.
White folk. Most definitely. Lots of tall ass whooping going on in there. Lots of thorough, like, niggas getting their face smashed.
I think I'm about to watch Yu Yu Hakusho again. Like, I put somebody onto it. And I was like, damn, I need to revisit that.
I haven't watched that in a very long time.
Man, it's just a great thing. Like, I've been finishing a lot, man. I finished Attack on Titan. It really bothered me because I'm like, I need them niggas to bring it back. It's getting shit. Anyways,
nerd alert.
Pretty much.
Just in case you guys didn't know, like, we're pro anime here.
Wild shit. Lit. If you watch that shit as an adult and act like it's some kiddie shit, go watch 2 episodes of Attack on Titan and call me back.
Right.
All right. Just watch 2 episodes and act like you're not gonna sit there and go, this shit fucked me up. I cut the lights on.
Oh, most definitely. The first 2 to 3 episodes alone.
Especially when you don't know what the fuck is, like, you don't go in knowing what you finna get. Man, like, nigga, what?
Throw your whole day off.
Nigga, what?
And I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah. It gets good though. But anyways. Yeah, like, I just, I'm not championing either side with August or Jada. I just feel like there is a lot of, and this is clearly from a platform that talks about whatever the fuck's going on, but there's just a lot of just for sure judgment about this really elusive thing. I don't know their relationship, but we watch them in and out, and I believe the motherfuckers can fake it, but I feel like with them, I'm like, nah, there's a real genuine thing here that might just be like some real deal 50-year-old, love shit. And everybody always wants to I want that old school love like my granny and my aunt. Well, they was doing that shit. They just didn't have Instagram.
Right.
Like, your granny and fucking grandpa was not just, your grandpa had a family on the other block. It's just he didn't have Instagram, so it didn't really fuck with y'all like that.
And your grandma probably did too. Because you probably have an aunt or uncle that doesn't look like the rest of your aunts or uncles for a reason, and your granddad just accepted it. Like, okay.
And look, Pop, you always wonder why Pop stopped going to church. That's because your Uncle James somehow looked like Pastor.
Right.
So, just
Deacon Jones.
Yeah, this could definitely evolve into a conversation about, sexual freedom and how some of these things we have are confining and maybe sort of against our, I don't know, natural inclinations.
Is it really against our nature, or is it against our conditioning?
That.
I mean, that's a whole other discussion.
It
depends.
The monogamy thing might be against our nature or conditioning.
Monogamy, in my opinion, is against our nature.
There we go. Yeah, a monogamy against our nature, and then
being sexually free and
is
open
against our
or
conditioning.
having is against our conditioning.
There we go, folks.
In my opinion, others may feel differently. Feel free. That's your thing. But I happen to think, based on
and if
history,
if you heard that and your first statement was niggas always try to fuck, like, just no, like, let's hit. You can disagree with the man, but I want you to disagree with him better than that. That's
right.
all. Like
that can be your only argument, because there's definitely been women throughout history that had multiple men fawning over them, and they was getting some.
We had queens that was with that shit.
Most definitely.
And we had queens that was running shit that had
madams, the whole 9 yards. Everybody's like,
shit.
We doing our own thing because that's part of a power dynamic in some senses. So, I have the power to do this because I run some shit. So I feel like having me some multiple men's.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of these things can kind of leave the realm of this is genuinely what I like to do, where it becomes a power dynamic, especially when we have situations now where you can't even sometimes bring that shit up. It's like maybe this is how they like to get down, or you turn it into a power dynamic when you tell somebody. That's with basic child shit. If you tell them I can't do this, the first thing I want to do is do all this shit.
Just because you said I can't.
Yeah, so if you kind of make it a space, like I feel like Will and them seem like they give each other the space to potentially do whatever, but I would argue that maybe probably 90% of the time they really be at home fucking kicking it.
As they should.
I mean, people act like they just having orgies. That's another thing. I feel like they really are best friends, really love each other. They really will. Oh, shit, man, look at her just walking around here, just had a nerve to come in this kitchen with a goddamn, man, if I don't bust this ass on top of this bowl of lemons. and they really be fucking around like that, and then it's cool. Like, yeah, I think people like hear that they might explore shit, and it turns, and they be like, yeah, they have orgies every day. Shut the fuck up.
Ain't nobody got standing in like that. Ain't nobody got standing in.
And then, like, people aren't even taking into account their lives. It's like, okay, if I'm working on Bad Boys for fucking 9 months out the year, you, my wife, are Fish Mooney on fucking Gotham. On Gotham for X amount. We
are not seeing each other.
Yeah, there's it's just different. It's not like, oh, I go to my little like lawyer. It's not the Huxtables. I don't go to be a doctor. You don't go be a lawyer, and we come home every night. And even that, there are different dynamics and shit. But I don't know. I'm not saying go out and do it, but I think there should be some variables, and I also think people should learn how to be discreet or keep your mouth shut. Because if you really wanted to have a conversation with Jada, you could have done that. I feel like you going on the air talking about that shit is you wanted
without confirmation.
Yeah.
About somebody else's business that they allowed you to be a part of. Like, you only have the business because they allowed you to be part of it, which that means you don't have the right to bring it up first. You gotta have some decency, have some discretion.
Yeah, I feel like, especially that's because this is not even like in the lane of cheating. This is now if it's the scenario he says, Will gave me permission, we're just going all the way, then you breached almost like, if we're gonna just go, I'll go full medieval time. Like, this is a dishonorable act.
Most definitely.
You are right. Out of, you have no
dishonorably
honor.
Discharged from this situation.
Like when they take out the sword and you have no fucking honor. You didn't like that nigga, like the nigga who just runs off the battlefield and they fucking exile you and like, you the deserter. They give you a name and they don't. He's not like her. August is like, look at him, the fucking deserter.
Fucking Benedict Arnold.
Yeah, he's got the fucking deserter. His hair's blonde and that ugly fucking red. Ugh. Like that shit. Like, that's, man, I don't know. If you have your issues, if you have your gripes, and you shouldn't have signed up for it. Because, August, you are a grown-ass man. And if you felt yourself, I'm falling deeper than this arrangement, then you have the responsibility to get the fuck on. Like,
not only that, but I brought these two topics up when I discussed it with somebody else. First one, Will willingly stayed with and married and had a family with somebody that he knew was in love with somebody else prior to him that died. And she still has feelings for the dude, even though he's no longer here. Like, Jada loved Pac.
Yeah.
Like, still cries over her relationship with Pac and how much she cared about Pac. If Pac was alive, he probably would have never gotten that close to her.
it would, wouldn't be no icons living. Okay, we
None.
wouldn't be whipping no hair back and forth.
None of that.
None of that shit.
None of
It'd
that
been
would have
just
happened.
the two of us and Jiggy with it.
He understood and didn't even you gotta stop talking about that nigga Pac. Like he admitted I was jealous of it. I felt a certain way, but I had to learn how to grow up because I really cared about this person and I had to accept it. That's a maturity level that most of us can't handle, because you can't even handle somebody double tapping pictures on Instagram, let alone them being in love with somebody else. So that's probably something that you can't understand. Second point, if you look at their children are extremely different.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't come from a cookie cutter household. If you just looked at them you know what, I wonder what their parents are like. Like, you have to realize that they had to have come from a different family dynamic that allowed them to be the way that they are. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Willow in a poly relationship or something like that at one point in time?
Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised.
I believe she said she was in one or had something like that. I don't really watch the Red Table, but I could have sworn that I remember her fucking speaking to it.
People blew up about Jaden doing the Batman thing, saying that Tyler was his boyfriend and shit like that.
Right.
You could just to piggyback off your point, they give them, you could tell they give them, and people say sometimes maybe too much space. I remember even Will had a joke like that years ago. We might have gave Jaden too much room. But I just think sometimes it's the way they are is the opposite of how people are traditionally used to dealing with life. And Will and Jada and the whole Smith family just kind of challenge your beliefs. Like, my favorite line, oh, your kid, that kid's doing weird shit. Are they doing weird shit, or are they just allowing their children to be free and express and find themselves? Are they, doing marriage wrong, or is your version of love this possessive, obsessive thing? You can't tap, like you said, you can't double tap any pictures. You can't look at anybody else. You cannot have the freedom to be an actual human being with natural instincts and so on and so forth. My love is very whatever, and they allow everybody posts these love memes and these Ram Dass and Osho and Sadhguru and all these levels, and then you see motherfuckers who are potentially living this lifestyle that love is free, love is flowing, this is my life partner, and taking that as a downgrade from saying this is a motherfucker that I will live my life with. I will die about this person, live for this person.
I can accept all these different flaws. I can accept these different changes. We evolve with each other. Our marriage evolves with one another. Because I'll let you know right now, personally, if your idea of love is that love that's in a box to where I can't look at some shit or express myself, then this ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
I don't even want your love. You can go on.
I think people view love, and I think it's maybe not just a personal thing, and everybody I feel like goes through it at least at some point. Is love comes from a space of I know there's a quote that I'm trying to grab, but I'm gonna just paraphrase and say it fucked up. Is everybody's love comes from a space of take,
right?
Love me, give me the love, instead of kind of realizing on some spiritual whatever level that love is from a space of giving. You give, and your whole mode in this is to give love to this person. And relationships are a mirror. Shout out to Zoe Williams. Relationships are a mirror. So if you're giving love, the idea is love will be given back to you. And if that person's not giving the love back properly, 9 times out of 10, in my experience, when I'm doing it right, they feel uncomfortable and they'll just get out of your life regardless.
Right.
So you don't have to you give the positive shit. You don't really try to pull and whatever. You let love do what it's supposed to do.
Because your love is supposed to be fluid.
Yes.
It's supposed to be fluid. It's supposed to be. I can't speak for everybody, but from my understanding of love, it's supposed to be fluid. That way it can evolve and mold to whatever is going on at that moment. So there's a lot of people that, like you said, they're looking at something and they can't challenge their own beliefs, or they can't fathom it because it challenges their own beliefs, but we're also lacking context, or we're lacking a different type of lens to approach somebody else's situation and look at it from their perspective as opposed to our own, which really is based in judgment, not necessarily context, because we're lacking a lot of context. So sometimes you just have to step outside yourself and look at something from a different perspective. That being said, how do you feel about the Terry Crews comments?
All of them are just the most
recent one. The most recent one.
I want to try to put this in the best frame possible. Terry, you gotta shut the fuck up. Like before you got here, I was just kind of ranting, and I had mentioned that certain people got to shut the fuck up, and people might have thought I was talking, but I was talking directly to Terry Crews. Like sometimes it costs you absolutely nothing to shut your fucking mouth. You don't have to argue. You don't have you have the cognitive ability to go, this will not serve me.
Right.
I can just go away.
So what in particular about what he said made you feel like shut the fuck up? Or was just the end all be all for you?
I didn't watch it enough to have quotables memorized, but I'm really like, I remember him the tweet with the black supremacy, and
okay.
Because I can tell, and I don't like when people do this too. Like I can tell where he's trying to frame it, so it makes it hard to attack him for it. Like I'm preaching peace, I'm preaching, but you're also kind of going in the frame of mind of preaching to kind of cater to the sentiments of the wrong. Like they're doing wrong things, and you're putting it on us, the victims. You know, I use like the rape fucking analogy a lot, but it's like that person did a violent rape.
Right.
And you're talking to me not even about you should dress well. It's like, well, you should think about how they feel. That motherfucker raped me.
Right.
Fucking kill him. What the fuck? What are you talking about? And his shit, and it kind of, I feel like kind of has like where Willie D responded, and he was just like, it just seems very like, and it's sad to watch because, you know, you look at this dude, you're a big, you know, bald, you know, big black man, and it seems like you are really scared of whatever conditioning that, yo, I'm a threat, and I need to make myself as vulnerable, because everybody's done this. You go to a fucking interview, and I think that bothers me the most, because I've done this shit. You go into interviews, you make yourself quiet, you talk to people quietly. Like even when I just interact with people now, they be like, you're so quiet. I'm like, well shit, man, I don't even know no more if I'm quiet by nature or if I'm quiet because I know that that's a better way to move around.
Right. After
you pass 108 pounds. So and be 12.
Right.
So yeah, when I see him do that, I look at things not just for situationally. Like I'm looking at it as you have an impact, you have a voice, and you're using this wrongly for the culture. There's somebody that you are impacting negatively with what you're saying. To me,
okay,
I feel like he's like championing cowardice, because I am big. Like I'm to a point now. Sometimes I'm big. I'm black. I'm bald. I'm powerful as the fuck. And just respect that shit. Like I don't have to like, you know, like just get comfortable, nigga. Sit down. Like if a king walk in the room, bitch, you act accordingly.
Right. Now here's where I'll present a different perspective on that. I won't say that he's. Side note, anything that we say has the potential to be harmful to anybody that hears it. You're always going to offend somebody somehow, some way, because we are all different and we all have different perspectives. So regardless of which approach he takes, he's going to offend and upset somebody. Now, with that being said, I think I appreciate, speaking of context, which led into this, I appreciate him being transparent enough to tell people like, yo, I'm big, strong, buff, black, bald dude now, but I was always a dork. Like I was always corny. I was always different than the stereotypical average black person. I always asked a lot of questions. I always carried myself differently, and I always had to face these things because I'm the person that I am, and that's what's led me to having the perspective that I have. That part about what he was saying, I can understand and respect what he's saying, because he's telling you, like, look, I know I sound like a goofball or a cornball to y'all, but that's always been who I am, and I see things differently because of it. I would mostly say that he's not saying anything wrong. It's just the wrong time.
Yeah, I would say wrong time, and I would say, yeah, like I guess that's the weird thing about it, where it makes it hard to go, because if you put what he said, just words on paper, that's not wrong. But I feel like how he's doing it and the reason he's doing it,
right? And
I'm taking liberties with assuming, right, probably, but yeah, even when he said that line bothered me, because I'm like, nigga, I like anime, I like whatever, but I'm like, I think you're using this. Black people didn't like me because that was a nerd,
right?
And you didn't lean into it, like, nigga, just stand in the fact that I like hood nigga shit, I like this nigga shit. I am more than our stereotypes. I feel like that statement almost perpetuates the fact that niggas just don't like you when you're different. Like you're making us a box, like with statements like that,
right?
And it's like, no, you said somebody said something weird to you, said something made you feel bad, and instead of you just going, fuck you, nigga, like look at this weird ass nigga out here liking cartoons and shit. And instead you turn around and go, look at this weird ass nigga going back to jail for the 3rd time with his boyfriend. And they could just fight it out. Like,
right.
And stand on this fact that I like comic book shit and I still beat your motherfucking ass and I'm still black as the fuck.
But that's a different approach. That's a different approach to the situation based on whatever personality, but it doesn't negate what he's saying. Because there are black people in the black community, especially in the hood, that are going to approach you that way and treat you that way. Like, nigga, you still watch wrestling? Nigga, you watch anime? You do? Yes. As a grown man now, do you want to box, though? Like, I can fight, though. So do you want to fight? As a kid, especially like, say, junior high school age, trying to be accepted by your peers, that may not be your approach, because why do I want to fight the people that I'm trying to be accepted by? I look like you. I live here in the same community as you. Why don't you accept me? So you keep certain parts of you that you are understanding that it's not deemed as acceptable, and you're kind of suppressing it and keeping it to the tuck and doing what you do at home in private, but in public you got to be a different particular way. Because he said, these are the people that I have to fight on my way to school. He didn't say what his approach to that fight was. He didn't say that he wasn't trying to fight. He told people, like, I'm not confrontational. I really don't want to fight people, but I had to fight these people in these situations. So he's expressing that he did have that same approach, but maybe a different perspective as to why. He may not say, yeah, I'm the nerd nigga. Do you want to fight, though? He could just be like, man, come on. Why you got to pick? Like, why you got to
Sharon gun ass, nigga?
Do you want to? So, I mean, I can understand both sides of the spectrum. I mean, I've been in both sides of the spectrum. I wasn't nobody that was ever going to duck away from a fight, but I'll let people know, like, it is what it is. If you want to fight, we can do this and just call it a day. I don't really want to, but I'm with the shit. So, what's up?
Yeah, I don't know if it's conflating two issues. Maybe I'll just use that word. But I feel like
I'll Google it.
What you're saying, like, that part is true. Right. But I feel like you said, like, that perspective is right. I feel like he's, I don't know, using it or like, yeah, kind of. I
understand what you're saying. Like, he's using it to tap dance and pander as opposed to standing firm in something for your people.
That's a conversation I would love for us to have to give. We've said this before. Like, we are a way vaster spectrum than we give ourselves credit.
Most definitely.
But at the current juncture, my nigga, that is not the term, like, black supremacy. We're having a conversation about cops abusing their power.
Right.
Fucking, like, wildly murdering black men, women, trans. I don't give a fuck what type of like, black and all colors. Like, they're murdering people in the streets and just saying, I'm gonna just go ahead and take a couple days of vacation. They finna pay for it with my fucking tax dollars for you to be a murderer. We're talking about not being in positions of power. We're talking about economic equality. Fucking nigga, this is the conversation.
Right.
Your conversation is important, but that's almost, me and my sister sometimes talk about this, and it's a really fucking fantastical idea. But just, I would love to just lock us in a room and have our conversations, because his conversation with that's a conversation.
I thought you were gonna say lock us in the room and square up. We need that too.
We do, but do that. Like, just us in our room with our issues. I want hood niggas over here. I want the hood nigga delegation. I want the geek nigga delegation. I want the gay nigga delegation. I want the trans people. Like, we all get in here and knock it the fuck out.
Right.
And when we leave this room, you're still gay, you're still trans, you're still, and we are,
in
but
solidarity
at
with
the
one
all together it's black shit.
You need the Breakfast Club, this shit. Like, everybody.
Yeah, you can.
We all got detention. We all gonna be here on Saturday, and we don't get to leave until we get this shit figured out.
Yeah, Terry shit. Like, I just feel like I'm like, bro, you're like, and it's weird because I never want to not have these conversations, but people have these conversations and separate it from the issue, and it's like, no, have this. But at the end of this conversation, and I really wish that we were more of this, and I wish that this geek shit. But as Terry Crews, big black superstar, cops need to stop killing black people, and we need to be like, that's all. Like, if he'd have said all that shit and ended it with that, I'd have been like, yeah.
So I'll present this question: why is it that you think so many people deviate away from the matters at hand, and they go on these tangents about the different agendas that we are not addressing at the moment? Why? What would be your perspective as to why that's happening?
I think two things. I think, one, from a perspective of, I think we do have a lot of issues that are bubbling over, like even the colorism issue a couple weeks ago that just blew up online. I think we have a lot of issues that don't get talked about. They get thrown under the rug. like in our own community, like people will just be like, niggas be like, man, anybody talk about that shit right now, anybody saying all that goddamn.
Right,
So
right,
I
right.
feel like it's just a lot of you're bottled up like anybody. You got this trauma, this thing, microaggressions, and it's just so as soon as it's like, oh nigga, it's a go time. I'm finna explode because I got this, I deal with this, and we do this, and goddamn, we're gonna talk about this because you did this, and it's like, I understand the explosion, but there has to be an organization of, no, we're gonna get to this. This is gonna be on the docket, like,
Right.
And so I think that there's on one side of the coin, I feel like it's just an honest. I'm just so beside myself because I had a training at work, and not training, we had a meeting, and it was just talking about what was the term? It was like crisis, like emotional fatigue. And
right.
It was just like for certain people, like we had
countertransference.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a pandemic. People are dying. If there's an intersectionality for you in these issues, where if you're a woman and there's women issues, so you're just, and then in our field we deal with other people's issues, so you sometimes only have enough to give. I know I need to be here for this client, and then you give all you can give to your client. Then when you live in your life, you like, I ain't got it, man.
Right.
Like, baby, I ain't got it for you. I know you complaining about your homegirl. I don't got it. Husband, I know you're complaining about your car. I don't have it. So I think for us it's probably double, triple just as a community. So I feel like that's part of it. And on the other side, I honestly feel like it's, there would have been, Nat Turner wouldn't have been famous if there wouldn't have been niggas who just didn't shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like, there was a whole lot of revolts. There was a whole lot of, not to just always make it a slavery statement, because I feel like people just abuse those things. Like, but there would have been a lot more. We would have got the party cracking earlier if some people just would have,
if they knew they were slaves.
Yeah, if they would have just stood they 10 toes down and not been scared of the backlash. There's no backlash if you just go ahead and mount up. And I feel like there's still, on the other side, there's still people out here who have that, I don't want to. Do we have to say that in front of them? Because what if we just mounted up and stood together? Like, what are you scared of? So I feel like there is, and I understand where the fear comes from, but I just, right about now, I have a hard time respecting it. Because It's like, as somebody who lives, I have a regular existence. So I couldn't even fathom if I'm living, with a Terry Crews lifestyle and I can afford to do this and do that. I feel like I would have more, hey man, like, I'm going to link up with a fucking Michael Jai White who's going to make $1 million movie. It's going to go platinum in fucking Russia, and nobody will ever know me out here, but I'll live my life, and I'm going to live my life truthfully and honestly without the fear of racists. Because, so I just feel like there's a bit of a fear of I'm going to lose it if I step on too many toes.
Right, which I understand. And that's why I appreciate us working together. Because I don't even have to go in a mental health direction, and you'll do it. And I don't even have to tell, like, we didn't pre-plan that that's the direction we're going to go in. But it always ends up there. You know why? Because we're fucking awesome.
It's called synergy, folks.
God damn it. God damn it. Like, granted, I'm looking at the camera right now, and he's over here somewhere.
Yeah.
But when he syncs it together later on,
we're looking at you.
We're looking at each other and you at the same time.
Boom.
We're talking about important shit, and mental health is included in that. But aside from that, yes, I agree. It's definitely a fear. A lot of these things are kind of based in a conditioned mindset, of course. A mental health trauma, whatever he's been through has conditioned him to approach it this way. Whatever a lot of us have been through have conditioned us to want to tiptoe around certain things and choose to make one sacrifice as opposed to another, simply because we're used to approaching it in a certain way, not realizing you're losing something in either regard.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're going to take an L in either regard, which L is going to be more of a W for you and which one's going to be more of an L for you? Some of them may be worried about losing certain situations, but like at the end of the day, for his standpoint, like you're, big Christian family, all this other stuff, you're still able to provide for your family, whether you're getting white movie roles or whether you're getting a bunch of black movie roles. Like you could take that movie that's going to do well overseas, but here it doesn't do that well. Who gives a fuck? If your point is to take care of your family, especially if it comes at the hands of you standing firm with those that look like you and identify with you. But that's easy for us to understand that because we have a different perspective. He's in Hollywood. We're not in Hollywood. He has certain challenges that we don't have. He has certain barriers that we don't have. It would be nice to have those problems because they do come with a lot of extra money, which we'll take.
I think
I mean, if you want to switch, Terry.
Yeah, you know, we could do it because, you know, just for, you know, well, give me a month or so. But
yeah, just,
I feel like just certain things, and I know he got a lot of flack for this, and I didn't really like give him flack, but it just, I feel like he put himself in certain positions, and like I said, maybe went too hard on the whole I'm a big black man, make them comfortable. Right. And it's like, I'm not gonna make you, you know, and I feel like I'm taking a quote from like, because they be having really good quotes, and you see like the strong black woman quotes and shit,
right?
Because it'd be like I'm not, you know, I'm not going to make you comfortable to cater to your, you know, insecurities or your fucking stigmas and shit, because I feel like
we've done that for too long.
Yeah, like Terry Crews is just, I don't know, man, like you just too big, like for just a nigga to think in his mind, I'm gonna grab that dick. We at the party, and I'm gonna have me a couple. I'm gonna grab his fucking dick. It's Terry Crews, bro. Like,
right?
Yeah, you know,
it's like, 5-year-olds out here where you can reach for it, and they be like, "Hey, man, what the fuck you doing?"
And so it's like,
it's a different mindset, though.
Yeah, and he's like, if I'd have hemmed him up, I would have been completely justified, Terry.
Right?
You would have been completely justified,
and you would have been fine by now. It's easy for us to say that, but him suffering through it, it's kind of like you alluded to earlier when you're talking about somebody being raped and you're telling them, well, if you don't do this, it's bad timing, but you're also victim shaming. We kind of victim shame Terry low key.
Yeah.
We do victim shame Terry low key because he's a man, so we looked over the fact that he's a man and has feelings too, just like a woman that's a victim would as well. And we shame him because he is big, black, buff man, so on and so forth. We still have to have some sort of context to where we are understanding and empathetic to what he's going through, not completely negating or disregarding the shit that he says or the timing of it, but still being able to understand his perspective and still include him because he is part of our community. We need you to be on our side. We need you to be with us. So as opposed to niggas is canceled just because you ain't standing with us. Like, look, you attract more bees with honey. Like, here, nigga, like, just
I'm not.
Come on, sit down. Let's talk about this real quick.
I'm not so much for like the super canceling per se, but I am a fan
Which is
of
a white people term.
Yeah, I am a fan of like I just love bringing unnecessary. I like Wakandaing that bitch. Like, you know, we gonna just you know, like maybe not to the Wakanda extreme because Wakanda just let niggas out here die, but it was like
they wasn't letting niggas die. They was letting white people.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you know, wasn't that a big theme of the movie? That's how, like, the second brother died. Anyways, fucking, that's not doing a fucking Marvel fucking thing yet. We can't have that episode, though. Right. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. But, you know, like, the idea that, okay, we're a small, quote-unquote, nation, but I'm going to just build and produce and whatever with the ones that's fucking with it. Right. And just understand that maybe you're not a flat out, you know, coon or whatever, right. But maybe, you know, you're at level, whatever, everybody's at level 55 of black folk shit. And this person is at level, you know, 27. I'm not going to blast you X amount of levels in a day. So I just got to, okay, I'll let you do level 27 shit. But I'm on level 55. And level 55 is I'm building, I'm banking black, I'm whatever the fuck else, I'm building whatever. And I'm going to do as much as I can with this group. And in the hopes that I'll leave the door unlocked, right? But I'm not going to drag you through it. Like, if you want to come in, you know, you see like, damn, that's, you know, like at the end, like black, like certain people, like we've talked about before, need something tangible. Right. So, you know, I'm not wouldn't let nobody get out of pocket. Don't let nobody disrespect. Don't let nobody do things that would be to our detriment. But a little less focus on this one said this one and that one said. Akon is building a fucking city, right? And we should be talking about that shit every fucking day, right? You know, like it just and make it, you know, things that are not stigmatized as motherfuckers going. Now the proper thing to realize it should just be regular. It should be Lil Babies and the babies rapping about cool black shit and rap about some ass if you want to, but it should just these things need to be less. There needs to be less so much like. Shit, here come that woke shit, or shit, here comes that ignorant shit. Shit, these are all our cultures, and we could kind of like merge this shit together, and it would do some shit. You know, it would still funnel into an area where we can continue to progress, and like kind of like what you said. And I'm glad you said that because that kind of segues into what we have to discuss later on. Still supporting and doing things within the community while creating a safe space for others to come in when they're ready, or come in at their own leisure. So with the whole context of support, that kind of leads into us talking about our new thing that we're going to do. Yeah, you looked at the time. Damn, yeah, it goes fast.
Like we were a little bit shorter than normal, so.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah,
that is
that time.
It's
is
an hour each time,
as
folks,
opposed to an hour and a half. But we're gonna get that work. So that's
Yeah.
why I wanted to transition into what we're discussing now, as far as our giveaway or our support. Just a Dope Ass Podcast, the JADA Pod. We're going to do something just a dope ass way to support Black businesses. That's what we're going to do. Starting this month, we have some people that want to help give back to the community and invest in us and invest in Black businesses via helping us do that. What we're going to do is we're going to end up setting up some situations to where we can invest in Black businesses. So we'll have a certain amount of money that we are being able to invest in a business or multiple businesses via whatever product that you have. We're going to buy a bunch of that product, whether we wear it on the show ourselves. So that's why I have some Black business stuff on today, the glasses, the shirts, so on and so forth. We're going to purchase that merchandise and either promote it on the show. So you get paid, you get promotion, you get shouted out. And if you're in the LA area, you can also come utilize our open door policy and come speak to us on the podcast and promote your brand as well. This isn't strictly for LA businesses. It can be a Black-owned business anywhere in the U.S. Hell, if it's somebody else in another country, we might have to filter that a little bit more because, you know, maybe some African prince that got a business going on there. Yeah, we gotta pay attention for those. But at the same time, we are just here to really support our people. We are Black business owners. We have this platform because of Black business owners, and we want to be able to give back to the Black business community, especially right now. I remember saw a post earlier. I think it was saying like 41% of Black-owned businesses are closing because of COVID and the shutdowns and everything like that. So especially with us having the ability to give back and be blessed enough to bless other people, we want to do this. So if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 300 that we're going to do this month. So whoever wins our contest for this month, we'll announce it a little bit more in depth on our page, Just a Dope Ass Podcast. Go follow that.
Yes.
We're going to, whatever business wins, you're getting that whole
Twitter.
300.
We have a Twitter. So
we have a Twitter.
We have things.
We have lots of things to follow. We're going to create an actual poster where you can follow it a little bit more. But if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 300. It may be more. We may add more money to it. Whoever wins, we may have multiple winners. So say if it ends up being $500, we may split it in half and give it to two businesses, buy a bunch of products from both as much as we can and showcase it on the show, or give it to those in need. However we decide to do it, we'll definitely provide some context. But start now. What you'll definitely have to do is follow both of us.
Chad Awesome on Instagram. Follow Just a Dope Ass Podcast.
Follow King Carter, K11NG, CARTER. Follow us both and the pod page. Let us know when you've done both. Comment done. When you see the post, comment done. Share it. Let us know if it's your business you want us to support or if it's another person's business that you want to nominate. Right now, I think we're going to stick to just apparel and maybe a couple other things. We're going to discuss it a little bit. That way we can actually wear it and promote it on the show. But whatever you think it is, or whoever you want to nominate, or if you want to nominate yourself, which you can nominate yourself, just comment it, send us a DM, let us know why. We'll let you know all the stipulations, and we're going to announce the winner. It's real money. Like, we ain't no facade. Like, we're buying product from you to help stimulate your business and also give you the opportunity to have free promotion to a degree. You're getting paid, you're getting free promotion. I don't see how you lose in this situation. It makes sense for you to kind of support us in this because we're supporting you.
Support, I don't know, man. Like, stop just posting it. We're trying to be very, what's that? Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah,
all that shit.
Most definitely.
About Black-owned businesses, about supporting, our community, about, the same thing we just sat up here and talk about, just kind of, insulating this shit, making it make sense. So
most definitely,
this is our way to do that, to try to spark that, to try to get everybody involved, and hopefully, to make it shit explode, man.
Right.
We all do well, we do well, we all do well.
And anybody that comes across this, if you want to be somebody that contributes to that investment so that we can support more businesses, feel free to contact us and let us know as well. We're not closing it off just to these, one particular group that we're getting these donations from. It can be anybody. If you want to be a part of it, let us know. We have no problem including you. We shout you out as well. You can come down to the pod. Whatever you want to do, feel free. But we're just about stimulating the economy within our community and building up a bridge and a network for us to thrive off one another. So look for that post, share that post, tag it, anything that you see, I'm going to put it on my page later. TJ's going to put it on his page later. Make sure you guys support us. Just a Dope Ass Podcast. Just a dope ass way to support black business. It's coming. Details coming soon.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all for listening to our first fucking Thursday episode. We doing shit. And I don't got nothing else. If you like good ass music, I have been on such a fucking kick of,
as you should,
just they black. Just go get
they
you
black.
some dope,
because it's black and smooth
black ass music. Look at this fucking Leon, and I can't never say this name right, Karana Begagan. But yeah, that's it. Get your groove on. We'll see y'all on Saturday, and later. Let that fucking chorus come in. Wait.
God created you in the heavens just for me, just for me. And when it's all